Today's question proposed is life too easy? Ask anyone, is there anything you're struggling with? And they will almost always be able to conjure up any challenge or challenging task that they are either currently dealing with, working on, or trying to ignore. But I think that there could be much more to this. So, let's get more specific by indulging in a hypothetical. A man in great shape who is athletic and has a good stature with a overall charming personality and appearance is asked a question by another man. This other man is overweight, not ugly but not attractive either, and is almost a ghost to most people. Okay, so now we've identified two characters, an athletic man and a overweight man, or rather an in-shape man and an out-of-shape man. Let's continue. The out-of-shape man asks, "Why is your life so great? Why can't I be like you?" The athletic man replies in a sort of shocked, surprised tone, "What? What do you mean? What do you mean my life is great? You don't even know me." The out-of-shape man says, with his chin lowered, looking ashamed of what he just asked, "I mean, people respect you. Your every action seems to brighten up others' days. People want you." The athletic man ran his fingers through his hair and rubbed his head, and exhaled, trying to think of a proper response. The out-of-shape man persisted, "Why is your life so easy for you?" The athletic man was quick to answer this time and said with a bit of snap in his tone, "What makes you think my life is easy?" The out-of-shape man, now getting a bit heated, said, "You're in shape and look good too. How much easier does it get?" he said, dumbfounded. The athletic man froze for a moment, then muttered, "It's not easy." The athletic man then countered, "Why don't you just work out?" The out-of-shape man replied, "Well, I don't like to sweat." The athletic man then persisted and said, "Why don't you like to sweat?" "Because, well, it makes me smell and it makes me sticky, but that's, well, yeah, I don't like it, so that's that." The athletic man then stated, "I only focus on becoming my best self. I'm only here on this planet to be better and do better. Why don't you do the same?" The out-of-shape man belligerently replied, "Some ego you have. You think you're better than everyone else. You make me sick." The athletic man said nothing and walked away. The end. Now, I want you to see the perspectives each person has and what that has to do with life being too easy. The athletic man is at war with himself and battles only himself. The out-of-shape man suffers silently as he lets the world push him around like a leaf in the wind. One takes his life into his own hands, and the other waits for his life to fall into his hands. They both live lives with their own flaws, or rather able to recognize their own flaws. One exists to own his mistakes and change his actions. The other exists to, as well, own his mistakes, but feel better about them by changing his belief about them. They seem like polar opposites, yet both claim their life is not easy. Meaning, they both share the view that life is not too easy, right? So, despite their obvious and opposing lifestyles, they believe that they do not have it easy. Key word though, believe. These are all things that they believe themselves. Both these men stated their excuses for the way that they live their life. Whether, your opinion is on the athletic man or the out of shape man, that's for you to decide. But despite their lifestyles being polar opposites on a continuum, they continue to share that same belief that life is not too easy. So, is it not true then that we could create excuses, whether they be good or bad excuses, to convince ourselves our life is easier than we think? Now, that was a lot of information, but bear with me here. If I was to apply the concept that we just discussed to what the athletic man and the out of shape man said, then theoretically their lives would become easier. Almost too easy, right? Okay, for example, the athletic man said, I only focus on becoming my best self. I'm only here on this planet to be better and do better. But he could instead say, I like to own my mistakes by changing my actions. Then he reflects on what he just said and says, what does that sentence mean to me? And then he would say, well, that means that my life is simple because he lives by that rule. I like to own my mistakes by changing my actions. It's as simple as that. And then he takes into recognition of his reflection. So he makes a reflection of his reflection on his initial thought or rule that he's given himself and says, my life is easy. Because that's, what would you say to something that is simple? Is that it's easy, because it's easy to understand and to apply. So, in lining out what they truly wanted, then reflecting on it, they created a simple yet widely versatile, enjoyable rule set for life. The only thing stopping you from a truly easy life is your choice to take on that perspective complexity. Just as it is your choice on how you react to the judgments of yourself and your being, the same judgments you created yourself. So I ask you again, is life too easy? Thank you.